Hi everyone and welcome. I know it's Tuesday and we're supposed to have getting the hang of Thursday's calls, but because of the difficulties with technology last week on holidays, it just didn't work. So I thought, why not? Let's do it on Tuesday. Plus, we've got quite a few new members today, so I thought it would be a good idea perhaps to welcome you all and just get up very quickly onto this live video with you guys. So first things first, and that is welcome to absolutely everyone who is new today and new since last week. Also, a reminder, next week when the Thursday comes, I think we are already on the third day of our challenge, and that means that you've probably got a better hang of Thursdays and about most of the days than until now. Well, hopefully at least. But I wanted to also talk about the idea of getting the hang of Thursdays, which comes from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and the infamous quote from there. I think the idea is basically just give some food for thought once a week in English to everybody in this group, which you may or may not use, and I hope that you put it into good use, because most of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is stuff that I have been using myself or other people have used, and I've learned from them and then made the most out of it. So today I want to talk about decisions. The first, getting the hang of Thursdays, was about dreams, and now it's about decisions, because the dreams must be followed with something else. And this is one of the biggest life lessons I've ever learned, actually, in my life, to be quite honest. And it's a long time since I learned this. The actual quote comes from Olof Palme, who was the Swedish Prime Minister way back in the 70s and 80s. He was then assassinated, but I saw an old interview from him, and he said that not making a decision is a decision. Not making a decision is a decision. And I was wondering it at the time, but he explained it quite well. And he said that in politics particularly, the circumstances change over time. And so if you're just sitting tight and waiting and not being able to decide what you want to do, then not making a decision becomes a decision. Ultimately, you are not anymore in the driving seat. You are just waiting for other things to happen and seeing what other people are going to be doing. So that was the big lesson. He said all his career has been about trying to make decisions when they need to be made. And it's also interesting to notice that when you think of probably the most successful people around, they're the ones who make decisions very quickly and extremely decisively and super fast. So when you are faced with a choice, you make it and then you commit to that and then you hold on to that decision. The same people who make decisions very fast and are successful are also the ones who don't dabble and who don't let their decisions go. They will try, they will amend, they will try something else slightly different. They correct the course. It's almost like if you are on an airplane, I don't know, say from Athens to Brussels. Let's take that because I know the route quite well. I would assume the airplane is probably off the direct path most of the time. And it's all the time correcting in order to arrive spot on to the right place at the airport in the end. And that's what we should be doing as well. So we make a decision, we commit to that, and then we correct the action as is needed. Interestingly, the people who are not particularly successful, they're the ones who make decisions extremely slowly. So there comes the point of Olof Palme and about not making a decision is a decision. They're the ones who have a difficulty to commit. They're the ones who also very easily give up. And I don't want us to give up, because we are onto something here, and I want to make sure that we stay on this course for the near future and also longer future. So just in order not to forget what I was going to say about that further, yes, make your decisions quickly, do not dabble. I think that's the basic lesson of the day. And there are some tips that I could leave you with, and I think they are useful to keep in mind, particularly when you are creating decisions and decision-making skills for yourself. Having too many options makes decision-making extremely difficult. I mean, we know one choice is not really a choice. It's an obligation. Two is too few. I think we could always come up with 3 choices. But if we go to 5, 6, 7 different choices, then we get overwhelmed. So try to make sure that whenever you are faced with something, some kind of a decision, see it from different angles, but don't try to create more than 3, 4 maybe. Try to make sure that it is something manageable. 3 is a good number, at least for decision making. Also remember that making decisions from a position of fear is not a good place to make decisions. If you are forced to make a decision, make sure that then you make it in a way that you can actually justify it yourself with something else than from a position of fear. Focus on the good and focus on the opportunity. Also focus on what you have been able to do in the past and not on what you have failed in the past when you are making these decisions. Try to see the decision also in an immediate term. So what can you do immediately to implement that decision? And it will help. And that will create a better momentum for your decision making. What am I going to do with this immediately? And how am I going to do it? With what I know, with what I have succeeded in the past, and also with the resources that I have at my disposal. So that's all I wanted to say about getting the hang of Tuesday video. There will be another one next Thursday, unless I am on an airplane, which is a possibility. I am not sure of that yet. If that happens, then the getting hang of Thursdays is either going to be pre-filmed and released at its hour 10 o'clock on Thursday, or I'm going to be doing it maybe on Friday. But in any case, let's keep this momentum going. Please share the group invites, ask your friends to join in, comment, participate, and make sure that you have marked 7th, 8th, and 9th next week in your calendar. It's 7 to 8 Athens time each day, 6 to 7 Central European time, and then all the other time zones, well, you will have to calculate from there. Well, UK is 1 hour earlier, so that's 5 to 6, in case that you are in the UK. The Americas, another thing. So that's all from me now. Thank you very much for joining. This was the Tuesday video for getting the hang of Thursdays, and we will continue. Cheers. Bye-bye.